McIntosh teaches AI non-stop. Success is his game, marketing's his fame. McIntosh, the marketing ace, follow his lead to the winning place. With AI become a spin, join him now, learn to win. Learn his way, don't delay. If you do, you'll make your fortune today.
Hey, welcome to the show. Of course, I'm your host, Bill McIntosh, and I am here to help you be a more successful entrepreneur. And I'm going to take my $100 million worth of results that I have achieved through all of my businesses over the last 25 plus years online, and I'm going to use that to help you today. That's the whole point of the show, because sometime back, I hit this point in life where I really made it my mission in life, where I had been successful in businesses. I've had a string of pretty good successes. I've made a lot of money. I've done really well. And I was doing some soul searching on what would make me happy. What could be the big thing in the world that I could make a difference, where I could help others. And I realized that it is in helping my fellow entrepreneur like you is where I could get my life's fulfillment. And that's what this show is all about, so that I can bring all of that knowledge, history, and understanding of what's working right now for building an online business or growing your existing business online, and then spend this hour with you, helping you with your business. And that's what this is all about. And today we're going to be covering a very interesting topic. Google somewhat recently released something through their Gemini brand. Gemini is their AI suite of tools, their large language model, it's called, that does a lot of the language work that you can chat with. That's where most people interact with it. But there is something that they've released called Deep Research, and it competes head to head with a very expensive alternative, at least at the time of this recording, that OpenAI has. And it's really cheap, really good. And I'd like to show you how it works. We'll dive into how you can use Gemini's Deep Research tool to really understand your market, dig in, find all of their emotional pain points and problems and goals and all the things that you need to know in order to sell them things so that you can make money. And then I'll show you how you can use Gemini Deep Research to then move on and get traffic to your website and make some of that money that you're looking for. So that is the topic of today. Plus, I have two bonus segments that we're going to be doing. One is a 7-step framework to virtually guarantee your success in an online business. And then another one is a brand new tool that will help you do podcasting through AI. It's AI podcasting. It's an alternative to Notebook LM. So we're going to be talking about all of those things today, and a little bit more. So that is the plan. And do me a big favor, if you haven't already, is give me a big warm hello in the chat, because this is a live interactive show. So I'm going to pull the chat panel back up over here. And I wish I could make the chat bigger and easier for me to see on the screen, but there it is. So give me a big warm hello and let me know, where in the world are you? I always love to see how international our audience is. So we'll give that a moment. And also, there's always a little slight delay from when I ask questions to the answers start showing up in the chat. So, and oh, here they go. They're starting to come in now. And I see a bunch of old timers in here. So thank you for all the hellos. Hello, KK. Hello, Blue Mind, Anwar. And then here's one I'm going to probably never have a chance pronouncing right. Molong Jack. I can't pronounce it right. Molong Junkie. Apologies for butchering that. We got Blackfoot, Idaho, over with Eliana. DE Production is out in Hawaii. Aloha. From the Gambia. Okay, good. And apologies again from that. And the Debbie's in California. My Ducky, Mitch over in Short Gap, West Virginia. Finance Friendly is over in the UK. Okay, great. Asab, hello, everybody. So, okay, good. Thank you for all of those welcomes. And I like seeing where everyone's at. We have a slightly different audience during each show, and I really love to see us serving like an international community. That's pretty cool. Now, the other thing I want to check in is to see if we have anybody who's new to the show. So let me know in the chat, say, I'm new. If you have not been on one of my live shows before, just say, I'm new in the chat. I'll give you a moment to do that. And don't be shy. By the way, we have subscriber-only chat turned on. So you do have to subscribe to the channel in order to chat during our live session. You'll see the red subscribe button. Usually it's down below the video or somewhere around the video. Click that. And I think YouTube makes it puts you in like a timeout for a couple of minutes before it lets you start to comment. But we do have subscriber-only chat turned on. And it's really valuable for you to subscribe because you're going to get more content. We're here every Wednesday. So we do this show every week on Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. That's 5 o'clock Eastern time. And on top of that, we also release additional training and content here on the channel at least once, twice a week, in addition to the live show that you're watching now. And again, to get all those great benefits, subscribe. You'll see that down below. And then, of course, as a live show viewer, when you subscribe and unlock the chat, you will also be able to ask questions. So I definitely want your feedback. If you have questions, confusions, you need clarification about the training that I'm delivering, any of that, I would, that's also what the chat is for, so that I can help you personally while you're here live. Okay, we have a few newbies here. So EV is new. Antela Kuya. So, sorry again for pronunciation. Eliana is new. Michael is new. Jonathan is new. Carl is old. So apologies, Carl. Me too. KK from Kansas City is also new. So, all right, well, welcome to those of you who are new to the channel. And I hope I can bring you a bunch of value today, but also going on into the future. So we're always releasing new videos. Usually they're topics about either how to start a new business or how to grow your existing business. So if you've got a site, you got a business, you want to grow it, we cover traffic strategies, market research, money-making strategies, how to sell more effectively. And then, of course, we do a lot of content also on how to start a brand new business if you're just getting started. And then we have a focus particularly on AI, and because I have an AI company, we have a suite of different software tools that help entrepreneurs build their businesses. And so we have a slant where we talk quite heavily about AI, but we also cover anything that's kind of new, cutting edge, and kind of the latest techniques and strategies for money making online. So that is the whole thing. And also, I see Blue Mind is also new. So welcome again to all of you who are new to the channel. Glad to have you here. With that, we're going to be getting started. Again, the content today is I got 3 segments. After each segment, we're going to be doing some Q&A. So what I'll do is I'll do the training. You're going to see me delivering some demos and doing some other stuff. We're also going to bring producer Nick onto the channel. He'll be sharing some things. He's the one who really makes this show happen behind the scenes. So he's going to come on camera and be helping me out. So we'll do our segment on Gemini Deep Research. Oh, excuse me. So we got the Gemini Deep Research, a brand new podcasting tool that you could use AI to make podcasts. And then also we're going to be talking about my 7-step framework to virtually guarantee your success with making money online. And there we go. That is it. I think we're ready. So producer Nick, are you out there?
Yep.
All right. Anything I miss? Are we good to get started?
No, we're good to go.
Okay, fantastic. Well, then for those of you who are, oh yeah.
I'm going to mute my mic. Just cue me in when you want me to jump in.
Okay, cool. So I'll do the hook now, and then I'll bring you back. I'll bring you in just a minute. Okay, get that ready. Okay, and for those of you who are new, I record what's called the hook. So we're going to be recording this whole segment. It is designed so I hand this video off to Nick and his content team. They edit it up, they improve it, they tweak it, and then we release it in training courses. We push it out in social media, and we reuse the content that I record. So I will be recording this. And you may see me do retakes. You may see me make notes for my editors. And then when I'm all done with the content, then we open up to live Q&A. So certainly throughout the whole training, definitely ask questions as they pop up. Just know that we won't answer them until I finish the whole training segment. Then I'll go to all of your questions. So keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming. I definitely want to help you personally. If there's anything you want to ask, please do so. And then I'll take them up as soon as we're done recording the training segment. Okay. Okay. Then with that, we are now officially ready. Oops. Imagine waking up to thousands of visitors flooding your website every single day. And not just any visitor, but people ready to take out their wallets and buy so that you can get money in your pocket. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're looking for, are ways to take money from the internet, put it in your pocket, and build a consistent stream of profit, right? Now, it all begins with getting high quality traffic to visit your website in the first place. And the technique that I am about to show you, okay. Note for editor, we'll pick it up here and clean this up. The technique that I'm about to show you, it's like you've got your very own team of PhD level researchers, an army of professors, each one trained in buyer psychology, and they can craft the perfect content for your website so that you can get to making profit. And with this, you will be unstoppable. But here's the crazy part. You can have all of that set up and running in minutes, and it is incredibly cheap to do. That is the power of Google Gemini Deep Research. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Gemini Deep Research to drive a tsunami of free traffic to your website so that you can cash in and simply start putting profit in your pocket. And stick around all the way to the end, because I've got a bonus strategy that combines Gemini Deep Research with another powerful tool. So you're going to take one powerful tool, combine it with a second called Notebook LM, and you're going to get 10 times the amount of traffic coming into your website when you follow this extra bonus training that is at the end of this video. So watch all the way through. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Okay, there is the hook. How was that, Nick?
That was great.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to get my screen sharing set up. And we'll get started with the next part, which is the content itself. Okay, where is my screen share?
Looks like you are sharing your screen.
Yeah, okay, I see it. We have too many little thumbnails in the studio, so I couldn't see where it was at, but I see it now.
Got it.
Okay, cool. Now, like most of our trainings, this video comes with a companion slide deck. It is a complete slide deck with all the resources, the scripts. You have your prompts you can copy and paste into the AI tools, and a bunch of other resources. It is absolutely free, by the way, so you'll see that off over there. That is the deck. If you would like to download it, I want to let you know that it is free, and all you need to do is subscribe to our totally free newsletter called Ingeniosity. We put out an episode every Friday, and we cover a whole lot of awesome money-making, business-building strategies and tactics, and you get a playbook, a deck that you can download with all of the resources that goes along with it every single week. So I'll drop a link to that. I'll put it in the video description, or I'll put it in the comments down below. So go look for that link. Go get your copy of this deck by subscribing to Ingeniosity. It's 100% free. Okay, cool. Now let's get into it. So this is what I have already talked about. So let's talk about Gemini for just a moment and how does it work. So Google Gemini Deep Research is a special version of the Google Gemini AI. So this is the AI that Google puts out, their AI chatbot, basically. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's how most people use it. And Gemini's Deep Research has AI agents. These are like individual, separately trained, almost like research teams that will go out and do tasks for you. So instead of just writing content, like is what AI mostly was doing in the past, these agents can actually do things. They can actually go on the web. They can do research. They can analyze material. They can make decisions and do a lot of things that AI couldn't do in the past. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put these agents to work through Google's Deep Research, and you can research any topic you want. So this is the topic of your business, your niche market, or the audience that you serve. We're going to do a bunch of research about them to discover things that you probably never knew about them so that you can then sell to them really super effectively, okay? Now, originally, Google built this because they thought it would be an awesome study aid to help people study. But oh boy, is it so much more. And when you use the strategies that I'm going to keep showing you as this video continues, you'll be able to drive a flood of traffic to your website, okay? Now, one thing I want to point out is Google, you do need Google's Gemini Advanced plan to fully access what I'm about to show you. And that's cheap. It is very cheap, so don't worry about that. I know the OpenAI alternative can be very expensive. At least at the time of recording this, you have to spend $200 a month with OpenAI in order to get these very same features. So Google Gemini tends to be faster and cheaper than the alternative, okay? So this is what it looks like. When you're signed up, you'll notice there'll be a drop down here where you can select the AI models. And you know what, let's do this. I'm going to bring producer Nick on, who helps me with the channel, and he's going to demonstrate the training that we're going to be doing today. So we're going to bring him up. He can share his screen and do some training on this as well. So Nick, can you join us?
Yep. Here, let me share my screen. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I guess we'll start with step one. And with step one, what we're going to do is we're asking it. Oh, did you want to interject?
Yeah, I wanted to first start out with just kind of showing if you can open the user interface up and show. Let's open the user interface and take a look so people can see once they get in there what it looks like. And then just to show what's in that screenshot. So you click that little drop down and you'll notice that you'll see the option available there. 1.5 Pro with Deep Research. That's what we're looking for. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, let's move on to step one.
Yeah, so I was working on this last night. I already kicked off a conversation for us. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use Deep Research to go out, search the web, and uncover the secret desires, goals, fears, and frustrations of our audience. This is the exact prompt I'm using. All you're doing is filling in the blank with your niche. I chose.
And one thing I want to do too is I want to ask everyone, do me a favor and drop into the chat. I have an important question for you, because what we're about to do assumes that you know what niche market you're in and that who you are selling products or services to. And I'm very curious of those who are watching this video who does know what their niche is and what is it. So please drop into the comments. You'll see the comments down below and let me know first, do you know what niche you're in? And you can say no, that helps a lot. So that'll actually help us with our training to know how we best serve our audience. So let us know in the chat. First, do you know what niche market you are in or what you want to be in? And what is it? So drop those into the comments below. And little side note. So Nick, go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So we're going to ask it before we write our content. We're going to give it our niche, and then we're going to ask it to go and do research on our niche and figure out what kind of content they want. Because the content we make is going to solve the problems they really have. So I give it this prompt. This prompt is included in the deck. You just fill in the blank with your niche. And then what it's going to do next is before it goes out and searches, it's going to come up with an action plan. And it's going to ask you if you like this action plan. Every single time it's given me an action plan, I had no problems with it and I just let it go. But if you don't like the plan it gave you, you can hit edit plan and it will adjust the plan. It will come up with an alternative. But I gave it the plan. I asked it to go. It took a few minutes, but it came up. It went out and it found 100 unspoken fears, frustrations, and goals our audience has. And if you go down here, this is the report it made. It will tell you all of the sites it researched, and it ended up researching 54 websites.
Okay, so I want to point something out with that real quick too. So this step that you're showing here, I think when you just ran it before we were live, it took what, about 5 minutes?
Yeah.
So I want everyone watching this to realize it went out in 5 minutes. You do have to wait while it does this, but it went out and found the most relevant website. So first, it had to search the web through, gosh, who knows how many thousands of different sites. Then it had to, wait, what are you doing?
Oh, I just opened it up as a Google Doc.
Oh, okay. So note to editor, clean this up. So let's, so what now? I'm sorry if you distracted me. Okay. So note for editor, you can pick it up from here. So then that goes out and researches literally thousands of different websites to narrow it down to the 54, in this case, most relevant topics, most relevant web pages. It visited all of those sites, examined and studied all the content on the websites, and now is going to work with Nick to go through the project that he's doing with them. So that's, gosh, who knows how many man hours it would take to sit. If you were to sit at the computer and do all of those things yourself, I mean, that's hours of work, and it was done in 5 minutes. So that's pretty crazy.
I know.
So now that we've got that step, what comes next?
Yes, that takes us to step 2, which is based on all of these fears, frustrations, and goals that our audience has. We're going to use deep research to generate blog post ideas based on these desires. And there's a prompt here. You can copy.
So let's back up a minute here. So let's back up just a moment. I'm missing something. So we've skipped something here. So the deep research, can we talk more about, okay, so we got to clean this up from the editor perspective. So that deep research that it did, let's talk about what the results of that is. Okay.
Yeah. So the
deep research finished, and then what did that give you?
Yeah, it produced a report with, I asked it for 100 unspoken fears, frustrations, and goals. And based on its research, these are the fears, frustrations, and goals it came up with. Killing plants, not achieving desired results, diseases, pests, wasting money, physical limitations, watering problems.
And I want to speak really quickly about why you want these things, because this is often the missing ingredient. I see so many new entrepreneurs get started trying to sell things, and they don't do this step to really uncover the deep psychology behind why people are in a market or what their biggest fears are about a market. So in this case, we're targeting people that are interested in gardening. So these are some of the deepest, like, emotional fears and concerns and things that they have going on. And when we can tap into those and help our audience with them, that's when we make the most money and have the biggest successes. And so that's why this is so valuable. So now that we've got all of that, now let's talk about what comes next.
Yeah. So now that we have all of that, the next step is we're going to have it take all of the fears, frustrations, and pain points, and we're going to use that to come up with ideas for content, for blog posts we're going to put on our website. And you just copy and paste this prompt, and then it'll come up with blog posts you can use to tap into those desires.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, read a couple of those example blog post ideas that it gave you.
Yeah. The unspoken fears of every beginner gardener and how to conquer them. 10 gardening frustrations that make beginners give up and how to persevere. Beyond the green thumb, the real goals of beginner gardeners. 5 easy steps to start your first garden.
Oh, I like grow your own groceries. I like that.
Yeah. Conquer your garden fears, a step-by-step guide to success.
Yeah.
Gardening on a budget. So it gave us 30.
Cool. Yeah, there's a few of those that are just absolute gems that are in that list. That one I mentioned is an example of one that just jumped out. So now we've got our 30 lists of potential blog post titles. And then I want to talk a little bit about why we want those, right? So we're going to be actually creating blog posts, articles that we're going to put on your website because you want to get traffic to your website. And training is going to be about how you take what Nick is doing here and turn that into traffic. So stay tuned, keep watching, and you'll see exactly how this strategy turns into website traffic.
Yep. So the next step, we're going to pick our idea. I forget which, let me see, which one did I actually ended up picking? I picked one called, it was The Secret Language of Plants, Understanding Your Garden's Needs. So that was the title I picked. You're going to pick your favorite one here. And then you're going to go down here and you're going to generate keywords based on that idea. That's step 3. You just copy and paste this and you plug and play your blog post title and it will come up with 50 keywords you can use in your blog post. The next step is to generate an outline for that blog post. You just copy and paste this prompt, just plug and play your blog post title, and it's going to come up with a highly optimized outline for the blog post you're going to have it generate. And this is the outline it produced, by the way.
That's pretty comprehensive.
I know. The next step is to actually generate your blog post. And you can see here, this is kind of a monster prompt. You're going to put a lot of information in here.
Well, and that's the beauty of this too, is that they'll get these prompts for free. So I want to remind everyone, just become a subscriber to Ingeniosity. We'll be publishing this we have a library of our slide decks. So we'll be publishing this in our library of slide decks. You'll have all these prompts, so you don't have to try to squint at the screen while it's paused to type them down. You can just copy and paste all the prompts, any of the other resources that you see. It's all free. Again, I'll put a link to that in the comments and in the description down below. But I want a side note here I want to do with the audience. And I would like to know, the whole point of this is so that we can get traffic to your website. That is really what we're getting to. So we're doing this deep research to uncover the topics that will act like a magnet. These topics are the deep things that your audience desperately wants to solve or desperately wants to know. And it becomes like a magnet that just pulls people to your website. But we got to put it on your website, and you need a website. So let me also know in the comments, just drop in down there and let me know, do you have a website? Yes or no. So say, I have a site, or I don't yet. Not yet, I don't have a site. Let me know in those comments, because you do need a site for this, which, by the way, I can help you with that. So if you don't have a site, I would absolutely love to know that. Drop that comment in there. It's something that I can help you with. So pop in there. I'll be dropping in and examining the comments and responding to everybody. But if you don't yet have a website, I can totally help you with that. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Okay, so let's get on to the mega prompt. And you put that in there, and then what happens?
Yes, so we're actually going to open up a new chat conversation. So far, this has only taken place in one conversation. We're going to open up a new one, and I already took care of that. And we're going to take our mega prompt and paste it in. We're going to fill in the blanks with the title we had, the outline it came up with in the other chat, as well as the keywords that it came up with in the other chat.
So you're just copying and pasting from the earlier chat, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Cool.
And you can check it out here. I'm going through. This is the huge monster prompt we end up pasting in. But once you do that, it's gonna, like I mentioned, or like I showed you earlier, it's gonna give you an action plan. I approve the action plan. Then it goes and researches. It took about 5 minutes, and this is what it came up with. This panel I have open right here. This is the blog post it came up with.
You did something really subtle here that I want to focus on, right? So you actually got Gemini to do deep research twice, right? So first, you did a round of deep research to uncover those problems and pain points and possible blog post titles. And then now, through opening a new window, you're doing it deep research yet again, specifically for the blog post that you're having it write. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
And here I scrolled all the way to the bottom. You can see it researched 54 websites to get, reliable, actionable data for this post. And imagine researching 54 websites for a blog post.
So that was just round one, right? That was round one. And then what did it do for round two of research?
I'm not sure what you mean. This is round two.
Oh, so 54. Okay, it's the same number. So it researched 54 both times.
Did it? Oh, that'd be funny if it did. Oh yeah, it did. I just realized that.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the number and I thought, oh, it's the first one. So note for editor, you can clean this up. So here, we'll pick it up from here. So then it actually researched 54 different websites twice, once in step one and then again in step two. So potentially that's like 108 different pages that it did all the research on. We're talking like a dozen hours of work to accomplish what it just did here in like 5 minutes. So that's powerful. And so then now it did the research and wrote the article. Let's see how it came out.
Yeah. So to get a better view, you can actually open up the article inside Google Docs if you hit open in Docs. So here's the article inside of Google Docs. You notice that's 7 pages of content. Oh, wow. Wait, I realized this is the first report. I just realized the other one's bigger. It has 9 pages of content. So the blog post comes out to 9 pages. This is just the first draft, by the way. So that's 9 pages of content. And I before the stream,
how many words of content is that? Do you know?
Yeah, I checked right before the stream. 3,100 words.
Oh, that's a great piece of content.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it actually put links to all of its original sources at the bottom. And what I want to let everyone know is those are optional, whether or not you want to include those or not when you post this to your website, because it's not quoting them. It's not like, so it's actually just using them as the basis for the new original works that it writes. So you can, if you want to, leave those references at the bottom, or you can leave them out. Either way is fine. Because it's not plagiarizing or quoting those sources. It's just using them as inspiration.
Right.
Cool. That is pretty amazing. So now you have this piece of content that is specifically written to tap into your market's deep desires, so that whether it gets shared in social media or whether it gets ranked in Google, or whether it's used for a basis to make even other content, it's all things that will act like a magnet to pull people to come visit your website, so that you then have an opportunity to show them ads, to sell your products or services, to get them on your mailing list. But the biggest battle is just to get them to your site in the first place. And this helps tremendously to do that. So let's keep on going.
Yeah. Well, the next portion is the bonus content.
Yeah, so keep watching. We have some bonus content that is about to come. We're going to show you how you combine this. Don't keep scrolling. Hold on. Let's stop right there. Yeah, go down a little bit. A little more. Right there. So, no, I want those 3 slides visible. There we go. Okay. So we have bonus content coming in just a moment. We're going to show you how to combine what we just did with another really powerful AI tool that is free, actually, that to get 10 times the amount of value and 10 times the amount of traffic with the extra bonus content that's coming in just a moment. But then all you do is you just repeat these steps. The steps that Nick just demonstrated for you, you repeat them. And you could do that once a day, posting these to your website. You literally just copy and paste what Nick showed you there right into your website and post a new blog post, okay? And then that's it. You just keep repeating that process. And when you run out of all blog post ideas, you just start all over again from step 1. And you can even then at that point guide deep research and say, hey, I'd like to focus on, vegetable gardens. and kind of guide it a little bit, and then you do it all over with. It's going to give you 30 more blog posts. Then every day you do a blog post following this procedure, and that's how we're going to be pulling in that traffic. These becomes the magnets that pull the people in, and that's how this whole process works. But I want to let you know, I know that a lot of people watching this video have not yet built their website. And I want to talk about that for just a moment before we get to the bonus content, because that's an important step. You just can't make money online. You just can't build a business in the modern world today without first having a website. It's super, super important. And that's something that I can help you with. So you might know I have a company called PushButton AI, and that we have a whole suite of software tools that help you with just this issue right here. It uses AI to make building an entire business push button simple. All you'll do, you'll log into the PushButton AI dashboard, you answer 2 questions and you push a button, and it will literally build your whole business. It will even, like you saw the blog posts that we're writing, it will even write these blog posts for you. It can even do that for you every single day on autopilot. So everything you just saw us do, it can do for you on autopilot, hands-free. So it'll build your site, it'll help you register a domain name, it'll set up your website hosting, launch the whole thing, give you your login and password where you can manage that website, and then it can even do all of your blog posting for you. Plus it does a bunch of other stuff. It makes videos, it makes audios, it does a whole lot of stuff. But I'd like to invite you, if you'd like to learn more about it, we will drop a link into the description and comments below, so that you can find out how PushButton AI can help you solve this issue. Because you really must, number 1, figure out what your niche market is, who you're going to serve, and number 2, you need to have your website built and launched so that you can make money. And if you're struggling with those 2 things, we can help you with both of them. So our AI tools will help you pick your niche market and build your website. So it's pretty awesome. Again, I'll drop a link to that down below. Go visit it, and you can find out more about how you can use PushButton AI. And also, we'll even do a demo for you. So if you'd like to see the technology, you don't have to just take my word for it. You can join us in a live Zoom call, and we'll show it to you. You can see it live with your own eyes, how powerful. And in a flash, literally in 20 minutes or less, you can actually have an entire business online and ready to go. So again, more on that in the description and comments below. And with that, we'll get back to the presentation at hand here. So Nick, are you ready to move on to our bonus content?
I am. All right. So the bonus step is to use a tool called Notebook LM. Notebook LM is kind of like well, it's like one of our favorite AI tools. Our big blow up video that was on Notebook LM, right?
It was, yeah, our big hit video that was on that very topic.
Yeah, and I guess you, because you're like the Notebook LM expert, like what if you could give a rundown of like what Notebook LM is and what it does in a nutshell?
Sure, yeah. Notebook LM. Yeah, Notebook LM is a really powerful tool that helps you do research. But here we've used deep research to already do that. But what it does that we're going to use here is it will make an AI podcast. So I'll actually create an audio podcast. It creates 2 AI hosts that will talk back and forth to each other about whatever you want. And in this case, we're going to take the material that you just created and all the research that Deep Research just did. We're going to hand that off to Notebook LM. Notebook LM is going to examine it all, study it all, and it will generate a podcast episode for you that you can then really simply copy and paste onto your website. We have training on the channel where we do a deep dive. We go step by step showing you a lot of the more advanced things and exactly how to do this, but we can show it a really quick high level. Nick, do you have Notebook LM open? Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, so we're going to create a new notebook. A notebook is basically the workspace you're operating inside of. And you get to give it, I'm on the Pro plan, so I get 300 sources, but on the free plan, you could put up to 50 sources, which is still a ton of sources. And you're going to put the blog post that was generated into the workspace. And because I got the Google Docs version of it, I'm gonna put the Google Doc inside.
Yeah, it's really easy. So like you just did, you just clicked and then you selected the Google Doc right there. And
what you can also do, because it gave you the works cited at the very bottom, you can take all of the links. I'm not going to do all of them because there's like 30 of them, but you can take them and you can use those as sources too. All you do is just copy and paste the URLs.
And that's an optional step. Yeah, definitely. It'll do a fantastic podcast without them. But if you wanted to really go the extra mile, you could do that.
Yeah. And then the next step is, you could talk to all of the documents, and you can add things. You can add maybe an FAQ. You could maybe write a better hook. You can add sections. But what you can also do, and this is my favorite part, is you can make a podcast. And you could just click generate and have it see what it does. But you could also give it a custom prompt and tell it to focus on something or follow a specific structure.
And one thing I want to cut in here and mention too, Nick, is we have extensive training on the channel on how to customize your podcast, how to change the voice of the podcast, how to guide the podcast hosts, even how you can become your voice and you yourself can become part of the podcast. And tons of training on the channel about that. So we'll drop links to some of those videos down below, and you could definitely do a deep dive into Notebook LM if you haven't already. But let's generate one and take a look.
All right. So it does take a few minutes. We'll see how long it takes this time.
Did you happen to generate a gardening one before?
I did, actually.
We can go take a look at that.
Yeah.
So let's just show an example, and so Nick can play it there.
Yeah. Well, it's low. I didn't realize it.
Oh, there we go. And then there's an interactive mode that you see down below. We're not going to show that today, but that's how you get to put yourself into the podcast. Again, our training on that will be linked below. But let's play it. Let's listen to what it sounds like. Oh, it sounds like you don't have audio activated.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
When you share it, you have to share full screen and activate the audio settings. Otherwise, we can't hear it.
Okay, so let me troubleshoot that real quick.
I'll take over and you can do that real quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool, right, audience? So chat, we're going to be taking up all your questions in just a moment. So make sure if you have any questions about how to use any of this, the deep research stuff, the Notebook LM stuff, why you're doing it, any ideas you have, pop those into the chat. We're going to take them all up live here with you in a moment as soon as we're going to.
Okay, got it.
Come back. Oh, you got it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're tackling something I think a lot of us can relate to. Keeping plants alive. So you've given me a bunch of guides and tips for like beginner plant parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I'm ready to kind of create that, like, that look in my home where it's like a jungle, but in a good way.
Right.
Not.
So far we haven't really heard the second guest too much, but they're interactive and they talk quite a lot. Why don't you jump ahead a little bit? Let's just see how it, once they get started.
Water, we've talked about soil. What about giving our plants a little extra TLC?
Okay.
With fertilizer.
Fertilizer's like giving your plants a vitamin boost.
Okay.
It replenishes the nutrients that might be lacking in that potting soil.
So it's pretty cool. And I'm incredibly impressed with the quality of the voices that Google comes out with. I mean, there's just really no beating. They're expressive. They have like a sense of emotion. It's really natural sounding. So I'm incredibly impressed with that. And I know there's a ton of voice tools out there, but I haven't really seen them come close to the quality of how those voices emote. So what you do is you can quickly download this. So how would they download it, Nick? Show on the screen. Tap those three buttons and click download, right?
Yeah, that's it. Simple as that.
And you can download that audio file and then you upload it and you can put it inside your blog post. So they actually get an audio version of that blog post and you're giving twice as much value to your potential audience when you do that. If you want more training on this, on how to use Notebook LM, again, look for the deep dive. We got a bunch of videos on the channel showing how to use Notebook LM to get traffic, to make these podcasts, to do sales, and a whole bunch more. So watch those videos. So that covers it on how to use Gemini Deep Research to get, number one, an understanding of your audience and how to make money from them, and then how to create content that's incredibly valuable, very useful, and helps your audience so you can make money at the same time. Nick, anything else we need to cover on this topic, or have we wrapped it up?
I think we're good to go.
All right, cool. Well, then I'll take over here for a moment, and I will let you know. Here, hold on. So note for editor, you can clean this up. So we'll wrap it up on this. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we can help you do everything you saw here in this video automatically with our PushButton AI system. And if you don't yet have a site, we can build your site for you. So on top of doing all the blogging, research, article posting, we can even help you pick a niche market if you don't know what niche you're in yet, and so much more. Learn more about that. I'll drop the links in the description and in the comments below, so you can go get your demo and find how PushButton AI can help you kick off your business and do everything you saw automatically. Now with that, I want to ask you, if you haven't yet, smash that thumbs up button, give us some likes. It really does help the algorithm so that they know that it's good to push this video out. It will help me and help the channel quite a lot. And then make sure that you have followed me here, subscribed to the channel, and done all those good things, because we will release more and more and more awesome content on how to build a new business or grow your existing business. And it will be here at least twice a week. And with that, we're going to wrap up for today. Goodbye for now. Okay, so that concludes the segment, and we are going to do some training. Sorry, we're going to do Q&A in just a moment. And then what I want to do is I'm looking for a video to play. I guess we'll play. Trying to figure out which video is okay. Well, I'll take a stab at this. I have too many videos to choose from. So, cool. Well, then with that, what we're going to do is take a very quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back with all of your questions in chat. So this will be your moment to think of what you have questions about. Did you have any confusions, clarifications you need, or you want some insights on how to use this in your business? Ask those in the chat now, and we'll be right back after this very quick commercial break, and we will answer all of your questions. Those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top, everything you need, from your domain name to your logo, to videos, to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video. And the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business. And we're back, sort of.
Hey.
Hey, so we're doing it's in an ad break. So YouTube is probably showing ads to some of the audience, and they'll all be coming back here in just a moment. So YouTube ad break is underway, and I'm always curious what kinds of ads they're showing on these live shows. So anybody here get a YouTube ad? Or I don't know if you'll be back yet or not. Who got an ad and what was it for? I always love hearing what our ads are about. And I think for a while, Tony Robbins was spamming our ads, but I don't know who's showing now. Anybody get an ad? And what was the ad for? Okay, a lot of people, sometimes people don't get an ad. So even though it's an ad break, either if you have a YouTube Premium subscription or other reasons, they're sort of random about how they show ads. Some people get them, some people don't. Somebody got a selling on Amazon. That was Monica. Okay, cool. All right, well, at least that's one answer. So we got one person got a selling on Amazon ad. Anybody else, let me know what you got. I always feel like it's like reaching into a mystery bag to see what comes out. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for those answers. So we're going to take up all of your questions, your comments, and any other help that you need in our chat Q&A now. But before we get started, I have a very important question for Nick.
Oh, what is it?
What did the traffic light say to the car?
Oh, what?
Don't look. I'm about to change.
Oh, no, I didn't like that one. I don't know why that one did not resonate with me. No.
Hope and I did 23 seconds of research to come up with that one, and you didn't like it.
Is it using O3 for this, or is it still in 4.0?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Huh.
It's just it's a long, all of the jokes I've been saying all this time coming out of the same bread. So, yeah. So you score it. What does it get from a 0 to 10? 10 being best.
That's like a 4, honestly.
A 4. Oh, ouch. Audience?
Yeah,
chat,
pretty weak.
What do you say? What do you say? 0 to 10, 10 being best. How does that rank on the dad joke scale? And although I just did another one that is really awful. So I don't know. It's off. It's off its game today.
You need some coffee.
Here's one. You might like this one.
Okay.
And then we will do the questions, right? So here, I'm going to try to redeem myself with a second joke, okay? Ooh, audience kind of confirms. Blue Mind gives it a 2. Okay, I got to redeem myself, and then we'll answer the questions. How does Moses make his coffee?
How?
He brews it.
Oh, that was good. No, that redeemed it. We'll double it. So last time it was a 4. This is a solid 8. It's pretty decent.
All right, that's good. Okay, yeah, actually, Jonathan gives that one an 8. Okay, good. Yeah, audience agrees. Okay, good. I have redeemed myself, or at least ChatGPT did. So I like taking credit for the jokes, but they're not mine. Okay, on to questions. What do we got?
Yes. All right. First one from Kim. She says, so we just signed up for a free trial. Looks like it's then $20 a month. Yeah, you could try it out. You do get a 7-day. They do offer a 7-day trial, so you could try it out, and then if you like it, continue on to $20 a month. And if you don't like it, then don't proceed. But in my opinion, because it's kind of confusing because there are two deep researches. The one we showed you today is the first one that OpenAI just came out with a tool from the same exact name, and that one's $200 a month. They're pretty comparable in terms of what they do. So honestly, you could get away with producing pretty similar content on the Gemini plan for $20 a month. In my opinion,
you noticed one of the things too that I know you commented on was the speed, that Gemini seems to be quite a bit faster than OpenAI.
Yeah. The OpenAI ones, when I was working with it, it would take like 20 minutes per prompt. And Gemini would take about 5 minutes. Although that is because, in my opinion, the OpenAI ones are more thorough and they're more like academic and they're more rigorous. So it takes more time to produce better content. But if I were just starting up and I'm trying to get traffic and I'm trying to spin up a website, the $20 a month plan, it's sufficient. I feel like when you pay for the $200 OpenAI plan, it's like overkill. It's like using like jet fuel to fuel your to get to work. It's crazy, but it's not necessary for this use case.
Cool. So it's definitely worth the $20. But
yeah,
let's move on. Next question.
Yes. Okay. So May asks me, Nick, how does deep research compare with DeepSeek? They do different things. DeepSeek is very good. It's like what was the term we used? It was like psychological.
Oh, emotional. Well, we talk about emotional SEO, but
yeah,
it's like a mini. I guess I would describe it as a mini version of deep research. Does that seem like a fair description? It's like it does research, but just not as in depth.
They do different things because DeepSeek is not agentic. It doesn't go out and have multiple agents searching the web. Deep research is. They're just doing different things. What you could do.
DeepSeek can do research. It can do web search and pull back results. Yeah.
It's not as thorough as deep research for sure, though. It does a very rudimentary kind of like surface level search. What you could do, because there's 5 steps in the workflow, you could do the first steps inside of DeepSeek, and then do the final step, which is actually producing the content inside of deep research. I would do that. That's probably, if you were to split up the work between those two tools, that's how I would do it. All right. Next question from Jonathan. Jonathan says, do the blogs need to be related to the products that I am selling on my site? Ideally.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
You want them. You'd want to think about, you'd use that same exact workflow that Nick showed, but be thinking about the products on your website. Think about the people that buy them and do the research. You can have it do the research as to why people buy those products. What problems does it solve for them? What benefits does it get them? What goals does it help them achieve? Depending upon the product, usually you're going to find that exists. And deep research will do the research and come back and give you those answers. So then you'll make the content, the blog posts will tap into that. So they'll tap into the reasons. What are the problems they're trying to solve when they buy that product? And it will create great content about that. So that will then, like, you heard me talk about, it's like a magnet to pull in people to your site. So now it's going to pull in people that have that problem that your product solves, and you can get buyers and make money. That's the whole process. Yeah.
Yes. All right. This is from Blue Mind, who's a PushButton customer. Blue Mind says, where can we go to have conversations with, I'll read it verbatim. Where can we go to have conversations as members with this product, with others, to see what people have done? I really need a community that is active to do this with.
Yeah, we haven't really done a PushButton community. I know we have our Profit Platform Facebook group, which is like, it covers all things about our hosting platform and the sites people build. I know we have a lot of PushButton customers in there, It's not incredibly active, but you can try to engage with people there if you're trying to have discussions. If you're just looking for advice, definitely reach out to support. They'll give you advice. Like if you're trying to understand more about like what direction to go into, or you need some advice, even though you may not have purchased like coaching, like our coaching programs or our consulting programs, but you can still just send a message to support and ask for advice and tips and help as needed. Give them the data and ask them specific questions, and they can help get you the answers to those things. But you also have the community here. So if you want to connect with other PushButton customers, you got the chat right here during our live shows, and you guys can kind of compare notes on what you've built. That's another place to go. But we don't really have a PushButton AI community per se. I suppose if it's in demand enough, if enough people really want that, we can dig in and try to do that. But we really, community-wise, it's just all around this channel here. Yeah.
Cool. Next one's from Craig. Craig says, any updates on additional affiliate programs for Commission Engine in addition to ClickBank offers?
No updates yet. Coming soon.
Cool. All right. May says, how about comparison of OpenAI deep research and Gemini deep research? Should we do, you mentioned, Bill, you mentioned to me that you wanted to do a comparison video.
A deep cage match. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's I'll give you like my thoughts from using both. The $200 OpenAI one, I believe overall it's superior, but the caveat is it's $200 a month, that's kind of wild. And if you're not, like a power user, you're probably better off just going with Gemini. The Gemini version is really good. It's not as good as the OpenAI one, but you don't need, I mentioned earlier, you don't need to use like a jet engine to do what you're trying to do. The Gemini version is good enough to get you really far. And then, maybe Gemini takes you so far and you want to take it to the next level. You want to switch over to the OpenAI version, knock yourself out, but start with Gemini. If you're a beginner and you're looking to get your foot in the door, those are my thoughts in like a nutshell. All right.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and some follow-up from Blue Mind Inspiration. Blue Mind's very interested in joining up and being a member of community, and that's something Bill and I have spoken about a little bit behind the scenes. So it's good to know there's demand there for that. So we hear you. And do you have any more feedback on there's a few people talking about community. So do you have any thoughts there?
Yeah, again, if there's enough demand. The trouble is with a community is they take a lot of resources to keep alive. And this will sound weird, but I've had a lot of communities over the years, some of them large, like, very large Facebook groups and things. And they take a lot of energy to just keep them going. What tends to happen is engagement dies down, the whole group goes quiet, and then it dies. Or it turns into a haven for spam, where just people are spamming it with promotions, and they're very resource intensive to kind of keep coaxing them, keep them alive, and keep everybody engaged and keep them going. And noticing that people get very excited about a community, but then they die, so they don't stay excited about it. So that's why, I sort of have kind of moved away from community building. We've toyed with, like Nick said, we've had discussions of trying to bring one back again, and maybe we will, but it's based solely on demand, on customer demand. Yeah.
Cool. Outside of that, looks like we're ready to head over. I know you were mentioning talking about some other segments today. Did you want to proceed?
Yes, I have some other segments, and we're going to do something kind of fun. So just so the audience knows, I have 2 segments that I would like to do, and I'm going to just make it up as I go along. So I know in my mind what we're going to cover. There's a specific AI tool that I've never used before. So we're going to sign up for it and use it together and find out how good it is. And then I also have training on, it's a framework. It's a 7-step framework on how to guarantee your success online. And so there's no pre-written content, no pre-written hook. I'm going to just wing it and see how it goes. Yeah, so it's like a challenge. It's like a live without a net challenge for me to see how I can do without pre-planned content. Cool. So I see also a little sidetrack. I noticed somebody who signed up for the Ingeniosity newsletter but hasn't received one. So, I know you should be getting it. We use a really reputable newsletter service called Beehive, and you should get an email from Ingeniosity right into your inbox if you have subscribed. I wish there was an easy way for us to check on it. You probably don't want to put your email address for the whole world to see in chat. We could check it if you want to, but that's up to you. But if you subscribe, Beehive will have sent you a series of emails. So look for Ingeniosity or look for Beehive. You'll see that. Maybe it hits your spam folder or promotions tab or something. But yeah, sorry if you're not getting those. But that's another thing too, Nick, if you want to drop a link to that, the pushbutton.ai/subscribe, drop a link to that into the chat. And I'll just remind everyone that that's where you can sign up. That's actually an email newsletter that Nick manages. So every week he compiles material from me and from our team and from the videos we do here. And he releases a comprehensive content-filled newsletter. And that's also how you get all of the slide decks. Like you saw the deck we had today with the prompts in it. So what happens is we do these live shows, and then there's some editing and some things that happen behind the scenes. And then that slide deck gets added to the library that all Ingeniosity subscribers have access to. So you'll have access. It's a library that's housed in a service called ClickUp. So you'll get a link on where you go access it. And then, like the deck from today, in a few days, it will be added to the library and you'll be able to go get it and download it in there. So you can always go back to the library and look for our latest decks anytime. But those emails should be sent to your inbox after you subscribe. And to subscribe, you go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe. That's how you get to that. Cool. I see more votes for a community, so that's good to hear. I don't know, maybe we'll give it a shot. And all right, well then with that, we got that link out. Then I'm going to take a super quick break, and I'm going to leave you with the presidents, and they'll talk to you about PushButton AI. So we're going to take a very quick commercial break, and then I'll be right back with the 7-step framework that guarantees your success online and a new AI tool that we're going to go log in, sign up for, and review together. And we'll see if it lives up to some of the hype. And it's all about a Notebook LM alternative. So many people want to make really high quality podcast episodes like Notebook LM does, but they want to change the voices. And we've taught a strategy on how to do that, but it's complicated, time consuming. This is an alternative that makes it really, really easy. At least that's what the hype says. So we're going to log in, we'll do it together, and we'll see if it lives up to the hype. And we'll see if you can make podcast episodes that sound great with a variety of different voices, and we'll see if it's actually true. So that'll be our plan for the rest of the show. And with that, we'll take this quick commercial break. I'll see you in just a moment with even more training.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
The other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, You see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had PushButton AI do all the work, didn't you?
that's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using PushButton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This PushButton AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
And we're back. So, you made that a long time ago. How long ago did you make that?
That was over a year. We got to make a new one.
It was like prophetic. That was before Elon was even involved with Trump and all that. So you foretold.
I predicted it. Yeah.
The prophecy.
Yeah, we got to make a. We should make some. We should make a series. We should make some new ones. And Elon. There's new dynamics. We should make some new ones playing on the more recent dynamics.
You're gonna put RFK in the next one.
Yeah.
Although I wonder if 11 Labs could copy RFK.
we should put Elon Musk with. He has like a propeller hat and he has a big like colorful lollipop, and he's looking up to Trump, and he's like Trump's son.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So with that, we're going to move on to some additional content for today. Jonathan likes your ad. It still works, even though it's a year old. It still works. But the technology is so much better since you made that. So that would be fun to make a new one. All right. Well, then I'm going to hijack the screen and take over.
Just letting you know, I'm going to refill my water and my coffee. So if you need to call on me for any reason and I'm not here, about refilling my coffee.
All right. Enjoy your coffee. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I have this 7-step framework in here. Let me make it. It actually came to me in the shower that I need to share this. So I'm going to try to make this much bigger. How do we make it? Forgive me while I try to make this bigger. There we go. Okay, now I got my screens reoriented and I'm set to go. So a little background on this. I usually exercise. I work out usually a few times, 2 or 3 times a week, pretty regularly. And I have gone almost 4 months without going to the gym. It's a little backstory on where this content that I'm about to deliver came from. And so I noticed some stuff in me, some resistance. Like I didn't want to go back to the gym. It was difficult. I went back to the gym and I've literally been sore for 3 days straight ever since. And I did not do a very difficult workout. So I did a pretty simple workout, but that 4 months away sure was painful. And I was pondering this, and it actually hit me that the reason behind why I was avoiding working out and the reason behind when I'm in shape and I'm successfully like in a routine and doing well health-wise has a almost direct relationship with my success and whether or not I'm doing well in my businesses. So it is almost the exact same psychological pattern that I noticed between being fit and being in the gym and being active and winning in my business. It's the same psychology behind both. And so I was in the shower, noticing how sore my arms are. And it hit me that there's an actual framework that I have been applying to my business. And when I'm successful at being in the gym, it's the same thing. So I wanted to share that with you today. And this is my 7-step framework. So I'm going to take a shot at recording this. We'll see. I don't know if we're going to end up publishing this as content on the channel or anywhere else, depending on how it comes out. But that is what inspired me to do this today. It came from my shower earlier today. So we'll do it. It's unscripted. I have just I have 7 bullet points, and I'm going to dive into the 7-step framework that should guarantee your success in an online business. And then we're going to do our new AI tool will be the next segment after that. And let's see here. I'm all set and ready to go. And here we go. Have you been trying to build an online business and make money online? Maybe it's not gone quite how you thought. Maybe it's been a little bit challenging, a little bit difficult, a little bit confusing. Have you found yourself bouncing from different idea to different idea? There's a new, shiny, exciting way to make a business, and then you jump off and you're on another new, exciting, shiny way to make a business, and you just don't quite consistently make enough forward progress to getting some of that money in your pocket. Well, if so, you're in luck, because I am going to show you the 7-step framework that I personally have used to generate over $100 million in revenue online across all of my businesses. And it is boiled down from my 25 years of successfully building and growing internet businesses. And so I will share with you in this video this exact 7-step framework that will virtually guarantee you are successful in building an online revenue stream. So are you ready? Well, let's dive in. Okay, cool. So now we're going to move on to the next step. Now, this 7-step framework actually hit me. It came to me in the shower of all places. I was taking a shower because I was sore. I wanted to take a very hot shower. My muscles were sore. My back was hurting because I had recently gone to the gym, and I had been through actually 3 solid days of muscle pain from being in the gym. And I did not work out that hard. But here's what happened. I had taken a 4-month gap. Normally, I'm in the gym 2 or 3 times a week, staying in shape, making sure I'm healthy. But I had gone 4 full months of not going into the gym. And I was reflecting on why that was, and it hit me. I should be applying the same strategies that I use in business to my approach to health and to going into the gym and doing other things that sometimes are difficult. And that's where this 7-step framework, it hit me that I should share it with you. And so we're going to start out. The first thing is, how did I get to a point where I had been neglecting something so important as my health? And in your case, it might be that you might go through periods of time where you find it difficult to work on your online business. Maybe you have periods of where you're very excited and you take a lot of action, and then you do steps. Maybe you sign up for a new course, or you buy a new training or a new thing. You get very excited, you get active, you're furiously active, and then you sort of withdraw. And then over time, you slowly start to do less and less and less work on your business. It's almost exactly the same pattern. So I get to coach tens of thousands of entrepreneurs and help them build their internet businesses. And so I notice this is the same pattern that I see in them that what hit me at the gym. Does it make sense? So step 1 in this 7-step framework, number 1, is to work on your online business when you don't feel like it, okay? That is number 1. So if you get to a point where you're feeling a little burned out, you're feeling a little bit like, I'd rather kind of watch TV tonight instead of going back and grinding on my online business again. Well, this is the perfect time. It is the most important time to push through and do it anyway. Because you can look at a lot of different reasons for this, whether you want to talk about dopamine and brain chemistry, whether you want to look at just the practical aspects of what happens over time if you don't do the things that you're supposed to do, maybe even spiritual aspects to when you commit energy and time and your decision making into a project. There's a lot of reasons why, but the point is you absolutely must. The times when you want to, like the least favorite times, you absolutely don't want to work on your business. Just do it anyway is step number one. Step two, ignore your losses. Every business I have ever had, even my most successful businesses, even to this very day, I have losses. Every day there's a loss that occurs in my business. Something doesn't go right. Something stops working. Something gets broken. A key employee maybe moves on to a different job, and this is after my business is making millions and millions of dollars. I'm still hitting these problems every single day. And so what I have to do is ignore those losses. And you'll understand why in a minute as I move on to the other steps. So it's not that you won't do anything about them, but as far as looking at them as a loss, as something that is, bad and it's going to stop you and going to, set you aside, you have to completely ignore those losses. So if you run ads and you've just spent $100 and you got no sales, you have to ignore it, completely ignore it, which then takes us to step three. That is, you need to celebrate the wins. So you ignore the losses and we're going to celebrate the wins. We're just going to celebrate them a little bit. What we're going to do is every single time something positive happens, we want to acknowledge it. Whether if you're into journaling, writing it into a journal. If you take notes, write it into your notes and of your accomplishments. Or maybe it's just taking a moment to just reflect on what you achieved. And these are little wins. So even the little ones. So let's say you just learned something new about building a business or something technical or something related to marketing. Maybe you've just learned it and you've put it into application for the first time ever. That's a win. You need to celebrate those to keep you moving forward. But what you don't want to do is have a giant party and call it good enough. If you have a big win, you want to keep going. So you celebrate them just a little. You just want to reflect on what those wins are for just a moment. Note them down and then move on to get the next big win. Okay? The next thing that you'll want to do, step 4 in this framework, is once you've taken action, you've gone out, you've worked when you didn't want to, you didn't feel like it, you push yourself to do it anyway. You've ignored your losses, you've celebrated your wins a little. Now what you want to do is study your results. And what I like to do is at least once a week, I want to go over my results for the week. And here is where you want to take up your losses. So if things did not go well, you want to examine them analytically. Don't let the emotion of the loss knock you down. That's why when you're hit with them, you have to brush them aside and ignore them and just keep going. But there is a time where now you're going to reflect on it and you want to do it from an analytical, logical perspective, not an emotional one. So that's why I tend to not address those emotional losses in the moment I'm experiencing them. Instead, again, I try to brush them aside, just deal with anything immediately I got to deal with. But in terms of the overall big solution to those losses, I put them off until I can look at the situation logically. And so we're going to study our results. We'll find the losses that we had. We'll find the wins that we had. We're going to examine them and learn from them to then do the next 2 steps. 5, do more of what works. This is something I see so many business people fall flat on. It's crazy to me. So even some of my peers who are making literally millions of dollars in their businesses, they'll tell me all about some exciting advertising campaign they ran, maybe a year ago. And I'll ask them, well, how's it going now? They're like, oh, I don't know. I stopped doing it. It sounds crazy, but it happens all the time where successful actions that people are doing to build their business, they get forgotten about, they get knocked down to the wayside and people don't continue doing them. It sounds crazy, but it happens all the time. So what you want to do is right in that week that you encounter some win, you want to note that down into wherever you want to take, whatever note-taking tool that you have, note it down and put it in there as like, okay, here's a win. And it is now policy to continue doing this thing and not ever let it drop out. And then, and even more so, how do we amplify that win? How do we like take what was successful and do it bigger, better? Do you need to invest more money into something, put more money into advertising or into whatever that successful activity was to reinforce it and do more of what's working? On the flip side, the sixth step of this is to do less of what doesn't work. Here is where we really can take a look at our losses and figure out how do we knock them off, right? So if we find that maybe we've been spending money on a particular type of an ad and it just isn't working, well, here's where you can now plan and go, okay, we're going to kill off these ads. What are we going to do instead? And you can bounce off of, okay, well, what's worked before, because we've been studying what's worked in the past, figure out if you can do more of that, or figure out how do you do something different and change those patterns of what doesn't work. And I know what I'm covering here sounds so simple, but nobody does it. Most entrepreneurs, they're just sort of like flying by the seat of their pants, drifting in the wind with no real clear direction. Wherever the wind blows you, you go. Here, by doing these simple steps and making it something that you do every single week at least, you get to seize control over your success or failure rather than blowing in the wind and not necessarily knowing what's going to happen next. And again, from brand new people starting out all the way up to friends and peers of mine who have 7, 8, and even 9-figure businesses, many of them are not doing these things. Well, as you get to 9 figures, very few of them, they're doing this. But even at 7 and 8, I'll see people that aren't doing this and eventually their businesses fail, even if they're wildly successful. Now, the 7th part of this framework is probably the most important, and that is continue. Don't take a break. There is no rest. If you're new to online business, you're new to entrepreneurship, you can't just take vacations if you haven't yet built your business. You need to get your business running. You need to get some momentum. You need to get systems in place, and it takes a bit of work. So you need to continue. And you probably know what you need to do next, but sometimes you just don't feel like it, which step 7 ties right back into step 1 at the top, which is work on your business when you don't feel like it. So these are the 7 steps. And again, continue is the most important one. Out of all the entrepreneurs that I know that are successful, it is in step 7, the ones who persist and the ones who continue despite how they feel, whether they want to take a vacation, whether they want to go watch TV, whether they want to go out to dinner with their family, whatever it might be that they're trying to escape and avoid the work that comes with their business. Those that continue and persist and push through and apply this 7-step formula are the ones who win. So if you'd like to virtually guarantee your success, you'll start doing this. Take this 7-step formula, the 7-step framework, print it out, and follow it methodically every single week. And then let me know how it goes. So also, I'm very curious if you have any questions about this. Drop those into the comments that you see down below. If there's any questions, feedback, anything else about this framework that maybe has come to you or questions you might have, and I'll drop into the comments and do my best to answer them. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this segment for now. We'll talk more about this soon. I'll see you then. Bye for now. Okay, cool. Audience, I am not going anywhere. We're going to take questions. That was a little unconventional, a little different than what I usually do. Nick, I don't know how much of that you caught.
Like the last 65%.
Okay. So hopefully that was useful. And again, I know some of it is common sense, but it's amazing how much this is not applied by entrepreneurs. Nick, we were just talking about this actually. Was that yesterday?
We're talking about what specifically?
We were talking about ignoring the losses and celebrating the wins specifically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I know, like in your role, you're our head of growth. You deal with all of the content, and we have a big, aggressive plan that we're executing and big goals that we're trying to achieve. And there are times when you have losses. Even though you're part of the team and have a lot of resources, but still, you have moments where things just don't go quite how you expect. Like any examples? You got any of your personal examples?
Here, let's see. What can I share? Well, I've been trying to. It's my area. I've essentially been like an individual contributor.
Mhm.
But that's not scalable. If you're one person, you only have so many hours a week. You can't. If you're building the Great Wall of China, and you can't build the Great Wall of China as one bricklayer. If you want to really build it and you want to build it fast, you need to manage multiple bricklayers, right? You need to graduate from individual bricklayer to foreman. And I've been trying to kind of ascend, wear my hat as an executive and ascend to this kind of foreman position. And, I've been struggling a little bit. There's a little bit of lag on my part. And I feel I kind of kick myself because it's nobody's fault but mine. It's not a lot of people.
Can I share a specific example? So I'll share something specific. Yeah. So, I know you have been working really hard to have an assistant. How long have we been talking about you hiring your virtual assistant?
Months.
Yeah. And I know from talking to you months ago, you had taken some losses on this and not having a virtual assistant. And then finally we got the ad out. We got some applicants. Looked like we were going to hire someone, and they quit before they ever started, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I think a pattern that I often see in entrepreneurs, especially, you're working within the team and there's a little bit of accountability, but for an entrepreneur, there's no accountability. And so what someone might have, one thing that could happen, and you might have even felt like this in the moment, is like, oh, forget it. I keep trying, this isn't working, just forget it. I'll come back to this later. And then you go off and you get busy working on something else. I see this as an example of something that I've seen entrepreneurs just stop at. But you instead followed the framework I just talked about and ended up hiring someone who looks like they're going to be really good. So they're on the team now. They started, and all because you ignored the losses, you celebrated what wins we did have, studied your results, and we got a new person. And I think they're going to do a great job.
Yeah, that's true. Well, one of the things, on the topic of accountability, that's like, quote unquote traditional work. It's very easy to be held accountable because you have a boss who's pushing quotas, and you'll get yelled at for flubbing and messing stuff up. But when you're your own boss, you're not going to yell at yourself, And in fact, it's pretty easy to. I know a lot of people who they fail at entrepreneurship. They give it a shot, and something goes wrong, which is inevitable. But they externalize it. They make it like, well, my customers suck, or this is a bad niche, or my software vendor sucks, or it's the economy.
Or Facebook sucks, or yeah.
And it's kind of difficult to have the maturity to be like, maybe I suck. It's me. I'm responsible for the conditions I've established. And another thing is the you having a boss hold you accountable, having another individual hold you accountable to being successful in your area. For entrepreneurs, that's difficult because you don't have a boss. But I think this is an area where communities are helpful. I know
that's true. Like I get accountability coach where you hold each other accountable, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not a member of any of these paid communities, but I know there are some where they advertise. It's like you very publicly get in front of the class and you tell them, this is what I'm doing this week. And it's kind of embarrassing. You know, you meet next week, and it's kind of embarrassing to get in front of the class again and be like,
And then they berate you if you don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that could be a potential solution, which maybe we'll have we talked about the community thing earlier in the show. Maybe we'll
maybe that's an aspect of what we can look at. But all right, cool. Well, I do want to do a quick round of questions. I do see some comments and some questions coming in, so we'll do some quick Q&A. I do want to hear from everybody. If you have any questions at all, feedback, comments about what I just covered, drop those into the chat. We'll take them all up. So we're going to get to that. But I have a question for you, Nick, before we do that.
I wonder what your question is.
My question is, what does a nosy pepper do?
What? A nosy pepper?
A nosy pepper. Always getting into everybody's business.
What?
It gets jalapeno business.
Okay, that was good.
It's right there. It's from
Is this the same conversation, or are you doing a new one?
Same conversation. There you go.
Okay.
How does that rate?
Let's say 7.6. 7.6.
Okay, I got another one that's better, so we'll hold on to that.
Okay.
Jonathan said that was awful. See, that's what makes them so good, right? That's the whole point of the dad joke, is they're so awful that they're good, all at the same time. So, all right, did we have any commentary, questions, anything else on this topic?
No. Well, wait a second. Sorry. I jumped the gun. Sorry. I'll read a few. There's a few, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see, because there are some that are topical and some that aren't. I must have missed this. Someone's talking about Bodhi. Did you talk about Bodhi before while I was gone?
No, not specifically.
Oh, interesting. Well, where's the?
I wonder where Bodhi is.
Yeah, where is he?
Bodhi! Bodhi! Here he is. Come on up. Come on up. You can do it. It's okay. Come on up. Oh, good. How you doing? Okay, that's good. Thank you. Yes. All right. We're good. Thank you, buddy. Good boy. All right. Any other questions on this topic?
Yeah, DE Production wants to know, at what point can you take a vacation?
So at the point where you have some momentum going and some systems in place, because we'll just call it frankly, early on as an entrepreneur, you got to work your butt off. I know, which is counterintuitive. People want to be entrepreneurs to work less, but in the early days, you have to work more, which is frustrating, but that's the reality of it. So once you start having enough wins that you start to have some revenue, you have some systems in place to keep things going. Because early on, usually if you don't work on your business, the business is dead. It doesn't exist until you get that point where there's momentum. You got traffic is starting to come in. You have sales beginning to occur. You have systems in place and some things automated. Maybe you've got a virtual assistant. Okay. Now you can start to back off a little bit. And then for me, what I do once I've achieved that is I'll do it in waves where I will, I'll work on the business, take some time away, come back, apply that 7-step formula again, but you have to get it to that point where there is some momentum and there are some systems going before you really can take a break. Because it's almost like, it's like flicking a switch off and on. When you're not working on your business, it doesn't exist. So you can't quit. And that's the hard reality that I think a lot of people don't want to talk about, is that building a business is hard. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But it's worth it. That will be the thing I will want to add to that. It is hard work, but boy, is it worth it when things work out and when things go right. Yeah. All right, what else we got?
Do you want to? There's some that aren't topical to that last one. Do you want me to save those for the very end, or do
we have enough time to go over the AI tool? Should we still do that?
We should.
Okay.
I know you're doing that one kind of off the cuff as like a last minute thing. So
yeah,
usually I prepare the content for you and I know I'm familiar with the content. I'm actually not with this one. So I don't know how much I can help you with this one.
Yeah, Nick knows nothing about our content today except for the first segment. So I have an AI tool that I want to go look at. I have seen some hype about it. Excuse me. So I have seen some hype about it. It's related to a topic I know a lot of our audience is interested in. And so what I figured I would do is I'm going to go sign up for it while we're here live. We'll examine it and we'll see if it lives up to the hype. We can do that together. So we're going to do a whole group experience, and hopefully it's useful enough that can be made into a nice piece of content for the team. That's my goal. All right, cool. So then I'm going to go ahead and move forward with it. I know we're closing in. We got 20 minutes left before we hit to the 2-hour mark, but this should be a fairly short segment, I believe.
I'm going to take myself off so you can do your thing.
Okay, cool. Well, then I am going to do this. We're going to get prepared here. And what I am going to do is we will do a very quick break. So I'm trying to find a short video. We're going to do a quick commercial break. And I'm going to go with this one. So we'll be right back after this commercial break, and we get to go explore a new AI tool together and see if it can be used to get traffic, make sales, and help you make a lot more money. All coming up right after this quick commercial break. No, I have an AI tool that's a company called PushButton AI that helps people build course businesses. It builds the whole business, bottom to top. It helps you do the research to pick the niche market, helps you figure out what topics you should write about, what your course should be about, what the lessons should be about. It outlines the lessons. It writes the whole thing. It creates your sales page. It creates your page to get leads to subscribe to your business. It even writes your email sequence. It does audiobooks, video trainings, and a whole lot more. You just answer 2 questions and you hit a button, and it does it all. If you're interested in that, certainly you can book a demo to see it for yourself. You'll see with your own eyes. We're often running webinars and other trainings as well. So I'll drop links to either our webinar or our demos down below so you can check it out and see if it's something for you. But I found that most people get really overwhelmed and frustrated with the technical stuff. So that's why we created PushButton AI. If you're looking for a tool, we'll just do it for you, and it'll just handle the technical stuff. So when it comes to like setting up your web hosting, registering a domain name, setting up your email marketing, we even include a complete, fully functional email marketing platform that you can log into and email all of your customers and subscribers. It's all included. And all of the tech setup is done by the AI. If you want that, then definitely schedule your demo. You can get a demo from us by going to pushbutton.ai/demo. Now, at the time of recording this video, PushButton AI is not publicly for sale, but if you book a demo, they'll show you the technology, and if it makes sense, if it's something that can really help you, they'll invite you into our early access program. But what they'll do first is show you the technology. They'll talk about what kind of a course you might want to make. They'll talk about your business plans. They'll help guide you on what the right choices are for creating your first course business. And then if it makes sense, if it's the right tool for you, they'll invite you into the early access program. But check out the demo. It's mind-blowing. Again, that's at pushbutton.ai/demo. That's pushbutton.ai/demo. There I am. Just having trouble getting unmuted. Okay, got my coffee. and we're ready to go. So I have to make a hook off the top of my head. So we got to think about this for a minute.
It looks like your camera's unfocused. I don't know why unfocused. Oh, it's focused again. Weird. Huh. Okay, never mind. I just want to make sure you didn't record the whhole time it was unfocused.
Well, thanks for pointing it out. But
okay, we're good.
But I'm curious in the audience. Let me know in the chat who here saw our YouTube training. We talked about what it takes to be successful on YouTube. That got released on the channel, right, Nick? I think that's our Mr. Beast video.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Who here saw that? Give me a yes or a no in the chat if you saw that. So if your answer is yes, then you'll know the most important part of the video is the hook. In fact, we spend, as weird as it sounds, we spend more time working on this, what's called the hook, which is that first 30 seconds to a minute of the video is actually the most important part. And this training on the channel about YouTube talks about why that is. So it's a whole training series, if you've ever, or a training video about how we got access to Mr. Beast's leaked manual and we use it to grow our YouTube channel. But a lot of people haven't seen that. So you should, if you're ever interested in having successful videos on YouTube, check that video out. But the important part of it is the hook. And this is where you grab a viewer, you make sure that they understand what the video is about, and you get them to they feel compelled to want to watch it, right? So you want to call out to your ideal audience, make them excited to watch your video, hook them in, which is why it's called a hook, and get them to keep watching. Right? That's the purpose of the hook. And we normally spend a lot of time very carefully picking the words of that hook. And so today I'm going to have to wing it. I'm going to just have to do it right from the top of my head. So we'll see how I do it with this hook that I'm going to record right now. And then we're going to cover an AI tool. So here we go. The entrepreneurial world went crazy when recently Google released what's called Notebook LM. And maybe you've seen some of the videos on my channel that show how to use Notebook LM to make content, to do lots of different things to help you sell on your website. And the hit feature, the one that everyone is talking about, is how to do podcast episodes. But people want to know, how can you make high quality podcast episodes on any topic and do it with lots of different voices? Because Notebook LM has the same two hosts on every video. So there's literally millions of videos that have been made with the same two voices in those podcasts. So everyone wants to know, how do I make it with unique voices, have custom voices that sound great, but are different than everyone else's? And in this video, we're going to explore a brand new AI tool that was just recently released. And there's a lot of hype built up about how this tool can make AI podcasts for cheap, and they sound as good as Notebook LM, but you can make them in any voice you want. So no longer are you stuck with the two generic hosts of Notebook LM. Use this AI tool and you can have any voice you want. So if you're interested in that, let's dive in. Producer Nick, how was that?
Good.
Okay. We'll see if one of my off-the-cuff hooks actually work in a real video.
Yeah.
Audience, does that sound intriguing? Who would watch that video if you saw a thumbnail and you clicked it and you heard that? Would you watch that video? Okay, so then what we're going to do, we'll go to this, and I'm going to share my screen again. We'll do it that way. And here we go. Now, this tool that we're talking about, you'll see it here up on the screen there. It is JellyPod. And JellyPod is supposed to be the newest, latest, greatest, best answer for doing AI podcasts in any voice you want. So let's check it out. So they have a little promo video here. Let's take a look and see what it says.
Imagine launching a podcast in 5 hours. No, in 5 minutes. Introducing JellyPod.
Great. Now let's see if they've got any examples. Hopefully they've got some example voices here. Interesting here. I don't see a quick example of the podcasts yet. I see lots of languages. I think that's pretty cool. So they're doing podcasts in over 25 different languages and accents. A lot of different sources for documents that you can upload, like Notebook LM. It says one-click publishing, text-based audio editing. A lot of features that are missing actually in Notebook LM. So it looks pretty promising from the start. And then I'll say discover podcast. Let's take a look and see if there's some examples. Let's play this episode here.
Push play, get ready to dive into facts that'll blow your mind. We're serving truth with a side of wow.
Okay, it's got music. Okay, let's move on to something that doesn't have music.
Second episode. My name is Matthew Akinola. Thanks for joining us. Holy Spirit, please speak to us today in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's begin with this profound verse from Matthew 12:36.
Interesting. Let's try this one.
You know, limits are a fascinating concept. Most of the time, they're not these big, immovable walls out there in the world. They're stories we tell ourselves. Quiet narratives shaped by our past struggles, missed opportunities.
Interesting. So that's pretty good. So you see a lot of variety here in the examples. Let's take a look. If we click on the business one, this is one I can relate to. So, actually the categories don't. Oh, there we go. Here are the business ones. Here's one on leadership and productivity. That's intriguing. Let's see what that is.
Leadership comes in so many flavors these days. And honestly, in the modern workplace, one size just doesn't fit all anymore. I mean, you've got adaptive leadership, servant leadership, inclusive leadership, each with its own strengths for fostering.
So that's interesting. So that is JellyPod, and let's sign up and give it a whirl. Let's see if we can make a quality podcast, and if it lives up to all the hype. Let's also take a look at the pricing. So if we go to monthly pricing, so they do have a free tier. So and it looks like you can do quite a lot on the free tier. But if you want to unlock, it looks like here, commercial usage. So if you want to use it to sell stuff and not just create information, then that starts at $29 a month. Now, I would think that if you're using this in articles and in blog posts and in a way that's not directly selling things, it looks like you could probably do it with the free tier. But again, if you're going to make a podcast that's going to directly sell something, then I would recommend you upgrade here to the $29 a month version. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to pull this off screen and sign up. So let's actually subscribe to the free level. So give me a moment while I pull that offline and sign up. And so note for editor, obviously you can clean this up a little bit. Note for my audience, I am just signing up off screen so I don't share all my personal information with the world. Okay, and then once we signed up, it sent me a quick email confirmation. So I'm going to go click that. Okay, cool. So I went through the quick process. It took about a minute. So I signed up and it sent me a confirmation email, and then I am in. So they have a quick little introduction here about how to make your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jason, one of the co-founders of JellyPod.
Okay, so it's about a 6-minute training lesson. So like all attention and time starved entrepreneurs, I'm going to close that and skip it and just try to figure it out on my own. So the first thing we'll do is we'll click create new podcast. Let's do this. We're going to create a podcast about, I'm going to go over to my website here. Let's find a blog post on my website that we want to do so this was a Google update some time ago. So I'm going to take this link off of one of my sites, and I'm going to try sharing it as a podcast source. So we're going to call it Google Update. Actually, so this is actually creating a podcast series. This is interesting. Okay, so this is actually the name of the podcast overall. So let's call this Job Crusher Start and Grow Your Job Crushing Online Business. Okay. Online. So I'm just doing something really quick here. We'll put my Job Crusher. Oh, I see. So this creates a little website on. Okay, so if you want to remove the JellyPod branding and have your own little mini website, you can. So you just have to upgrade to the starter level. So I'm going to leave it branded for now. We can upload some cover art. So I don't know if I have any pictures in here I can upload. Let's see. Pictures. Yeah, I don't have any pictures to upload. So I'm going to see if it'll let me do this without it. Okay. Then it's asking about podcast hosts. So this is a search for hosts.
Gratitude is riches. Complaint is poverty.
So I'm going to add that person as a host, and then I'm going to say create new host. Let's see what that does.
Even though Carmen said that she would never have Sophia turn again.
Okay. So it looks like, so I can select that one.
It's not about what we have or what we achieve.
In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity.
Okay, I'm going to pick her. So I'm going to say create host. Enter a name. Okay, so we need to, I'll call her Jane, and I'm going to say she is a female. Create host. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Okay, so I'm going to try. Okay. Fix my spelling. No, not bratish. Let's see if this works. So create host. Okay, there we go. So there's my host. So this is the...
In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity.
Okay. Now I understand. So now we're going to create new host. We could make a third host. That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to skip that. We're going to go back here. And, interesting. So I'm just going to, we need a description of at least 50 characters. Okay, it says it's creating the podcast. So first we have to set up our podcast, and then the next step is going to be setting up our episodes, I'm going to assume. There we go, no episodes found. So we're going to say new episode. And let's paste my link and say add source. Describe your episode. How Google search updates impact entrepreneurs working to build their businesses. And then we're going to hit create. So I gave it a topic. I gave it a website. And it's now creating my podcast. So we'll see how the voices come out if they are as good as we want. Now, one of the things I liked about this is I like how you can give it a topic. So here's an outline. So this is interesting. So first, it gives us an outline here, and we could actually add to it. So let's see what happens if I say add chapter. So chapter title. And we could also delete that one. We could say why Google is so important as a source of traffic. So a bullet point here would be statistics on website traffic and Google. Success stories of people who get traffic from Google. Okay, and so I could make my own outline. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time for the sake of this demo, but we could add more chapters, give it more details, and adjust this however we want. But here we're going to just say generate script. So it's now writing the script. This is interesting. This is a much more in-depth process with a lot more control than Notebook LM has. So, which is great. I'm seeing good signs that as a paid tool, that this is got some promise. So we'll see how the final output comes out as it finishes the script, and then we can record the podcast. But I do want to know, anybody here, what kind of things would you like to make podcasts about? So pop those into the comments down below and let me know what are some of the topics and some of the things that you want to make podcasts about. One of the things that I love to do is use this in addition to my articles. So I might make a blog post and then create an AI podcast around the topic of that blog post. Or another one is you could actually have the podcast talk about a specific product. So let's say you're an affiliate and you want to sell a product to get a commission. Well, you could load up a bunch of information about the product and have the podcast guests talk about it and even review the product for you. So there's a couple examples of how you might use this. But again, I really want to know how will you use this podcast tool for your business. All right, good. Well, there is our script. So we could, it even says, it's got looks like it only used our one guest here. So I'll have to debug why that is, but right now, it's just using our one podcast host. But let's generate our audio and see how it comes out. And we can add intro music and outro music. That's very interesting. And then let's generate our audio. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So you can also edit pronunciation. So if they mispronounce things, you have a lot of control here. So I really like this. So let's generate audio. And he's saying that might take a few minutes. So we'll give it a moment to do that. And hopefully it's going to notify me once that's ready. But we'll just give it a minute to finish that up. Now, Note for Editor will edit out this time. I'm here with the live audience, so I'll go back to the live audience while we wait for it to generate our podcast. What do you guys think about this, by the way? So while we wait, we'll just wait for this thing to generate so we can get it on video and get it recorded, and I'll pick it up from here. But what are your thoughts so far? For those of you following along with me. If I were smart, I would have shared an affiliate link so that everyone I could make a little commissions. But it was more important to me just to get the value out and introduce this tool to everybody. But okay, audio's finished generating. So cool. I'll go back to doing this way and we'll pick it up from here. Okay, great. Well, it finished generating the audio. We now have a 7-minute long podcast. Which is pretty good. 7 minutes is a decent length. That tends to be about what Notebook LM does. And we could obviously extend it by making more chapters and more content. And we've got total control over that. But now that it's generated, it also says we can add intro music. Let's see. So we can drag and drop. So we could go off and we could use a music generation tool like Udio. If you use that for making AI audio, you could have it actually create your podcast music and then upload it here. That's pretty exciting. Also, you could add an outro. I would say it says music, but you could actually put an ad here. If you wanted to record an ad, whether it's through an audio voice or through your own voice, you could drop an ad on the end of the episode. So that is pretty awesome. And again, gives us even more control than Notebook LM does, all within this user interface. So let's give it a listen.
All right, so let's dive into this. Why is Google such a game changer when it comes to website traffic? I mean, it's practically the lifeblood for so many online businesses, right? When we think about the internet, Google is like this massive gatekeeper. It's where billions of searches happen every single day.
What do you think about that? That sounds pretty good to me. I expected to hear lower quality, because one of the things that I'm incredibly impressed with Google's Notebook LM tool is the expressiveness and the emotion and the natural feeling of the podcast that it generates. But this is pretty close, right? It rivals that type of a quality. So I think I'm going to be digging into this tool some more myself. So I would expect to see more training on the channel about how we use JellyPod to get traffic to our website, to make more sales and make more money. So I'll bet we're going to do a lot more training on this tool, because with this really quick demo, it is sure showing some promise here. So let's go back real quick and take another look at the user interface. And what I'm seeing here is we can now publish this. So this has also got some built-in publishing tools, which Notebook LM does not have. So let's publish it. Say publish, and let's see what happens. So now you can see this is a podcast episode that is created. And right here, you can notice it built a custom website for us. It's on a JellyPod subdomain, which means if we click it, let's go to it. It's jobcrusher.com.jellypod.ai, right? So it's not our custom domain. It's what's called a subdomain, but it's hosted for us on the web. So if you're technically challenged and you don't know how to get your podcast episode hosted anywhere, this is really, really simple. And now, one little tip, something that I'm going to be teaching more about in a future video here on the channel. See this subscribe to this podcast, this little RSS feed URL here? I'm going to show you how to turn that into an avalanche of traffic to your website. So that's coming soon. So watch the channel for training on that. This is pretty awesome. So now we have a place that hosts it. We can share this link with the public. People can come and listen to our podcast. See right there.
Dive into this. Why is Google such a game changer when it comes to website traffic?
We can use this to get traffic and do a bunch of other things that I'll be teaching you how to do on the channel. And you can see here, they have a built-in thing to submit it to Spotify, to submit it to Apple Podcasts, to submit it to your YouTube channel, and also to submit your RSS feed, which is that special link I was talking about, to other places. So a whole bunch of varieties on how to publish and get traffic to your podcast are built into this JellyPod platform. So overall, I'm a huge fan of this tool, and it gets my thumbs up endorsement, definitely. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm incredibly interested in how you will be using AI podcasts in your business. So drop into the comments and let me know. Tell me, what kind of podcast are you going to make? Or do you need some help to know how to use this tool? Do you want to know what you should be using this tool for, or what niche markets you could use it in? How do you use it to make money? Drop any question you have about how to use this tool to build, grow, and scale your online business. And I'm going to be hanging out there in the comments, and I would love to interact with you and help you on your journey as an entrepreneur. And definitely subscribe to the channel. You'll see a red subscribe button to subscribe here on YouTube. Do that. Give the video a thumbs up. And I sure hope to see you on the next video, where I'll show you how to use this tool to make a boatload of money. Until then, bye for now. All right, producer Nick, is that usable?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that customizable. Like I said, I wasn't really familiar with the tool before the show, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think the audio quality is not quite as good as Google. It's still better than, like, if somebody went and had to manually do the process we taught about how to manually change the voices. I think this would be superior to that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right that the Notebook LM voices are superior, but I feel like the level of customization you get makes it so that that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Chat, I don't know how many of you have been playing around with Notebook LM. I really would love to know your honest feedback on that too. How do you feel about the quality of that audio that came out? And yeah, we're going to do more training on this. So Nick, definitely we'll talk more offline, but I want to dive into this, and I think we could do some pretty cool training on how to use this in your business.
Got it. I'm curious what the chat thinks, because you kind of just, it looks, you're using Jellypod for the first time, and you're kind of, we're seeing it for the first time, just as you're seeing it for the first time. I'm wondering what chat thinks about that style of content. Do you want us to do more preparation beforehand, and so we can give you a better grand tour, or do you kind of like the impromptu, kind of like just crashing in kind of style?
Yeah, we get to discover it together. That's pretty. And so you get my honest reaction as I'm looking at the tool as we're doing it, and it's I think it's kind of fun to discover that together. But we'll see how it does as a video. That'll be the real judge to see if we can stitch that together into a video that gets views. That will be pretty cool.
Yeah, if you wanted to do more of that, then when that video goes live, like and share it and leave tons of comments, because that'll make YouTube push it. So if you want us to make more videos like that.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, then we're going to go to our final round of Q&A. So ask any question. So we're going to do not just questions on Jellypod, AI podcasting. We could talk about Notebook LM or anything at all. So we're going to open it up. It's Ask Me Anything. Pop those questions into the chat. But I got two things to do real quick before we get to those questions. First one is I have an incredibly important question for you, Nick.
Okay.
What do you call a magic dog?
What?
A labracadabrador.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Do you hear the guys? Do you hear like people stomping around above me? Do you hear that? Or
I don't. Yeah, I don't hear that. It's filtering it out, I think, pretty good.
Well, StreamYard's doing a good job at that. Yeah, I'm in my co-working space, and our upstairs neighbors are just like having a dance party or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, chat, do you guys hear that? I don't hear it on my end, but so you completely avoided wanting to tell me how horrible that joke was. I like how you changed the subject. That was awesome.
I don't know why. I have mixed feelings on that one. I don't know. I'll give it a 4. Wasn't that strong?
Yeah. Well, hey, if I told that joke to you when you were like 8, you would have loved it. So
probably. I'm about 3 times older now.
Yes. So chat, you can give us a rating on that one. But But all right, so I'm going to take another very quick commercial break. This one will not be long, and we will be right back with all of your questions. We're going to popping it up now to open questions, ask me anything. And let's see, I'm going to go with this one. We'll see you all in just a moment. Not yet a member of PushButton AI? Then what are you doing? So I would like to invite you to a free masterclass. We're going to be covering in detail how to create an entire digital online course, an entire business, in fact, that can be set up 100% using AI. And if you'd like to attend that free masterclass, what you're going to want to do is head over right now to pushbutton.ai/free class. In that class, I'm going to show you how we can help two different kinds of people. Number one, if you've got a business and you want to add training, courses, or information to your existing business as a new profit center, or maybe a way to add value to your customers, then I'm going to show you how to do a detailed 10-module training course, including 50 to 60,000 words of content, have it set up and built for you by AI. Also, if you're trying to start your first business online and you're looking for a great business model to make some money online, then PushButton AI is the right solution. And I'll show you how you can use this amazing tool to build an entire business like that. In a snap, PushButton AI will build an entire course for you, create video training, audio training, write your sales page for you, write 30 days of emails for you, create your logo, build your website, set up your shopping cart, set the entire thing up, create a members area so that people can pay you to get access to the course, and you get to charge money and keep all the profits. It's quite easy. You answer 2 questions and you hit a button, and it literally does everything for you. A logo, a 30-day email sequence, your sales pages for selling your product. It creates the entire training course that you can charge money for. It installs your website, sets up your hosting, launches your site. It even helps you pick the perfect domain name, all powered by AI. You just literally log in and start up your brand new business. So attend the free masterclass. I'll show you a live demo of how it works. I'll explain the entire business model so you can see exactly how does it work and how do you profit. That's pushbutton.ai/free class. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. You'll see it down below the video down there somewhere. Hit subscribe. Hit the like button. It actually will make sure that you're notified next time that we go live. We release content all throughout the week, by the way. So we have videos on additional strategies and tactics we'll be dropping to you all week long. Check out all of our useful content. Head over to pushbutton.ai/free class if you're not yet a customer. Every paying customer, we're going to be taking today's training. We'll take all the prompts, all the resources, everything that you need to use it, and we're going to put it in your paid members area. So you'll see it in your AI profits course inside your members area. On that note, I'll see you there. Bye for now. And we're back, I think. So YouTube's doing its thing. Some people are seeing ads, some are not. You know, it's exciting. You know, one thing we talk about celebrating wins, Nick.
Yep.
We did hit 23,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that, you know, that we thought, oh, 20,000, that's going to take a while. And we blew past 20,000. Now we're at 23. I mean, yeah, I think I'm going to do a big contest. I keep talking about doing a contest and giveaways and stuff. What do you think about firing one up for 30,000? So what we could do is we could start now and we could just start doing giveaways all the way from now until 30,000 and then like one grand prize once we hit 30.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah. Audience, what do you think about that? So we could start giving stuff away, whether it's free tools and help and packages for promotion and traffic or new business. You know, I can build a business for some of you and give it to you. We could do cash giveaways, gadgets, all kinds of stuff, but might be fun to just kind of celebrate all the milestones from now till we hit 30,000 subs. And I'm kind of excited about that, but only if the subscribers want it. Our audience out there. So let us know if you are interested in that. And what kind of prizes would you like?
Me? The prices what I like?
We had 30,000. We will give you a prize. What prize do you want? At 30,000 subscribers, what do you want?
Let's do a private island, a Corvette.
Did I ever show you that video I made for my launch years ago, where I claimed I was going to give a private island away for? Did I ever show that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You were in the video. You and your brother were in the video.
I was. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Many years ago, I did my first launch in the internet marketing community, and I was making fun of all of the at the time the product launch, people were giving away cars and it was like they just kept trying to one up each other about how big the prizes were going to be for the affiliates that promote their launches. And so I made this video where we were giving away, like I said, we were giving away a Bugatti, which is $1 million car, a private island. I forgot what else, a big giant, $100 million yacht. It was a really well-produced video. It looked authentic and real. And then at the end, it was Nick and his son Dylan, his brother Dylan.
my son.
your son Dylan, Dylan Jr. No, it was Nick and Dylan on the floor playing with cars and boats with a fake island on the floor. So anyway, I got to dig that out and try to share that with the audience one day. But let's do questions. That's what we're here for.
Yes. Okay. Christiane, she mentioned she wanted like a text, like transcript version of the videos. And I'm glad she asked, because we give those out to people. We give the notes behind each episode. You just go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe and you'll get instructions for how to get the notes. If you're already subscribed, go to the description of this video and I give you the special link to go and get your resources. And then there's a note on that. I know I've been getting emails and a few people in the chat are talking about it. Gamma broke for whatever reason. If you click the Gamma links, it'll tell you don't have access to the link, that's not true. It's an error on Gamma's side. It's a bug. And if you noticed during earlier Q&A segments on this live stream, I was kind of absent, kind of like multitasking. It's because I've been debugging it behind the scenes. And what I
so it's still doing that. That's really annoying that it.
I fixed it kinda. So I downloaded each Gamma as a PDF, and then I uploaded the PDFs. I'm uploading the PDFs one by one to the resource page. So for all Ingeniosity members, if you go back to the resource page, check it again, because the links I replaced them with should work now. It's just it's pointing you to a PDF and not the Gamma. So hopefully that fixes it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting us share it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm talking to support and they're just not really being helpful. So
okay. All right. Well, it's always fun to deal with support.
Yeah. Anyway, I know I've been in the inbox with people emailing me. So, and I should probably email people with the update, letting them know it's fixed. But yeah. Okay. Next question. From Chris says, when you do the podcast for Commission Engine, will you use this tool or Notebook LM?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So if you, right now the workflow is Notebook LM, because I literally just discovered this while we were here together. So right now the workflow is using Notebook LM. I don't know whether we'll switch to this or not yet. So I want to do a more thorough investigation before I could answer that question. But yeah, if you ask us to make podcasts for you, they'll be generated using Notebook LM's technology. Yeah.
Cool. May wants to know, what are the problems with having it on a subdomain?
I mean, doesn't belong to you, right? It's controlled by Jellypod, as opposed to like if I put it on my own domain. I like to take the audios and put them on my site, like literally embed them into the article itself, or make a special page so it's on a page I control. But it takes a little more technical skills to do that. We do that for our customers. So if you're which is what we were talking about a minute ago. So those who bought Commission Engine, you guys get us to do this for you, and then we'll put them on your website for you. But anyway, it's slightly more technical, but it's better to put it on your website. Just you control it, you own it. You're going to get the traffic that goes to your website, and it's definitely superior. But if you're technically challenged, this is a good substitute. Not quite as good, but still workable.
All right. Chris wants to know, do you know of a tool that can take an MP3 file and generate a video?
Well, I know we're using tools. There's a variety of tools that will do something similar to that. There's InVideo, there is Pictory. I don't know if you can go by just uploading an audio only. Either of those tools might do what you're looking for. You can check them out.
Cool. All right, we're good to go. My ducky says two things. He says, very cool, 23K subs. Sign me up for free promos at 30K. Then he says, thank you for the gamma workaround, Nick. Yeah, I can understand it's probably frustrating. We always say, go here to get the prompts, and then you can't get the prompts. That would be annoying. So hopefully we're good to go and there's no more errors.
Well, hopefully Gamma gets their act together and helps you solve that. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about that, there's some people in here now that have been coming to our shows for a long time, even before we had 10,000 subscribers, and they're still coming and showing up. So I love seeing all the old timers who've been with us from way back when. So thanks you guys for being part of this through all this growth. So, but on to 100,000. That's my big goal. I want one of those silver play buttons back behind me. So.
Oh yeah. All right. Chris says, will you also be able to put the podcasts on the other sites that Jellypod lists? He's talking about the Notebook LM ones.
Yes, you can. It's just not. They make it a little easier. So that's kind of some of those features of either hosting your site or your podcast with them or distributing it with them. It's simpler, less technical steps, but it's not quite as, how shall I say, powerful or effective. It's still good. I don't want to make it sound like you shouldn't do that, but it's a good alternative if you're not technically up for the challenge of doing it yourself. Yeah. What else we got?
I think we're good to go.
Okay, cool. Well, then I have a question for you.
Okay. I wonder what it is.
So since we just had Super Bowl.
Okay.
Why did the coach go to the bank?
How come?
To get his quarterback.
That was pretty strong. I'll do a solid 8 on the dot, 8.0.
Okay, good. It helps make up for the flops earlier. So including the one you wouldn't even rate earlier. So is that my first ever 0?
I know. I was trying to figure. No, it wasn't a 0. I was amused by it. I'm like, huh. But I didn't think it was funny. I just like the wordplay.
Yeah. Oh, and then I see May Moss talking about being with us since before 5,000 subs. So yeah, again, thank you very much for being part of our little channel family that we've got here. There's been quite a few regulars who are here that we see coming into the chat, and I love that. So glad to have you here.
I want to share something. before we
Yeah.
go. A bonus thing, very quickly.
Yeah.
We have talked about the Money Wizard a little bit, like an official Ingeniosity mascot.
Mhm.
And I kind of did a deep dive I like the idea of funny meme marketing. Like if you know Duolingo, they had the Duolingo owl who they just tweeted that he died. The official Duolingo Twitter, they tweeted the Duolingo owl has officially died. And
oh boy. And for those wondering, there's the Money Wizard.
And I found, let me share my screen. There's this guy. He has a tool called Meme Lord Tech. It's an AI meme maker. But he just put out a free mascot generator. So if you want to make a mascot for your own brand, like here, the Money Wizard. It's gonna take a second to generate, but I thought I would share this fun tool. If you wanna, here, I'll drop it here.
So where'd it go?
Oh, I just went to drop the link in the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, but it's a free mascot generator. And
memelord.tech. So love that name.
Yeah, memelord.tech/mascot generator. So here's how it made a Money Wizard for us. And there's Dylan's. I want to see what it does if I just put the word Nisley, which is my brother Dylan's website. Does anybody have a mascot they want to generate? Well, right before we go.
Should we make a mascot out of Bodhi?
Oh, what?
Wait, what the heck?
That's Nisley. That's what it is.
Nisley the clown. Okay. All right.
What would we put for Bodhi? Just want to put his name and see what it does?
A out of control golden retriever? I don't know.
Okay. Also, I'll say a crazy one. A crazy golden retriever.
He is crazy. No, he's sweet but crazy.
Here, I'm gonna go back to
My
chat.
Becky wants the Money Wizard to come back. We need to resurrect the Money Wizard.
I was talking like a week ago. We went out to dinner, and I was talking about an idea. Money spells. A new thing I'd release. Oh, what is that?
What the heck?
Oh, that's nuts. But we were talking about a project that might resurrect the Money Wizard, so that may come to fruition soon.
Yeah. We were thinking about the Nick's idea was the concept of like a spell book, or like, you have a witch that's dropping in their cauldron all the different things that you combine together to make a spell happen. So they're like money spells. So you combine, Eye of a Newt with, whatever feather of an eagle, and you get money, but those things are actual techniques. So it's like combining Notebook LM with Google Gemini and some other tool, and you get this, you get money. So the idea was like a spell book or a recipe that you would put in the cauldron to get money out the other side. So it's a fun idea.
Yeah. So just my quick free tool that I thought was cool. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, let's start doing that. Let's share a bonus resource at the end of every show.
Okay. I have a lot. I have a whole. I'll share my. Let me open up. I have my my library. I like saving stuff to read or look at later. Case studies, YouTube videos. Let me start sharing my screen again. I have a crazy huge. It's just for my personal use. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. But I have this crazy library. Articles I've saved.
Wow.
Case studies. I have a tweet library. Tweets.
Holy cow, that's a lot of stuff.
Tools like AI tools or automations.
Wow. Okay.
I have just tons of crazy resources, so I have an endless supply of bonus stuff to share at the end.
Okay, let's start doing that. Yeah, so let's do bonus content at the end of every live show. So we'll drop a bonus resource, whether it's a tool or like a recipe for something, or if you have like one of those really long Twitter threads with some great info. But we'll share a bonus resource at the end of every single show. So.
Well, JellyPod, the official JellyPod, just jumped into the live stream and said, "Just heard about your live stream. Thanks so much for doing a demo."
Oh,
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that's cool. You're very welcome. I'm impressed. So we just, did a shallow little quick look with the audience here and was impressed. So I want to do a deep dive and look into the tool a bit more in detail. And actually, I have some more in-depth segments that we might do all about JellyPod. So thanks for dropping by.
A good question from Craig. I think this is about I think he's talking about the agent swarm you mentioned, the new course builder. He says update on new AI features in PushButton that you mentioned last week. He wants to know if you have any updates on it.
Oh, nothing that I can share here. No, we are working on it behind the scenes to get it to you, but nothing I can share at the moment.
Yeah, and my ducky says URL hoarder Nick. That's certainly true. I'm a hoarder. I love swipe files. I have a prompt library. I have a case study library. It's kind of crazy, and it's a little overkill. If you're still there, whoever's running JellyPod, how did you know about the stream? Because I didn't even know we were talking about JellyPod till we already started the stream. I didn't put any keywords in that would indicate that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that is crazy. So yeah.
I wonder, are you guys using because I know there's like AI tools you can use to track people who are talking about your brand. I'm wondering if you guys use something like that. Oh, how cool. Someone posted about it in our Discord.
Huh, okay.
Nice. Yeah,
cool.
Well, you guys should, because Bill, you like the tool, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, so far, yeah, it definitely is a thumbs up for me. I want to do a lot more with it, but yeah.
We're probably going to do more content on it. You guys should shoot me an email, nick@pushbutton.ai, and maybe we could chat about it. Anyway, question from Shirley. She says, I want to learn affiliate marketing. Can you help me learn? But I have no money until I make some. I'm looking for someone to take a chance on me. I'm a very honest person and I don't screw around. Let me see. We've done a few videos on affiliate marketing. We just I put one out like 2 weeks ago. That's pretty good. I'm going to drop a link to that.
Yeah, Shirley, I would say, again, we do free training on the channel, every week. And a lot of it is centered around affiliate marketing. So Nick will share some of those, some of the videos that he recommends you watch. But we'll be here every Wednesday. We do the live show every Wednesday, and you're welcome to come back and ask questions. And, if as you're going through your journey, you get stuck and you need help, we'll be here. We'll be here every Wednesday. Just come and ask questions and don't be shy. And I'd be happy to help you.
Yeah.
And I saw JellyPod asking, suggesting we try voice clones and voice designs next. So we'll definitely do that. But yeah, if we want to collab a little more on some content, reach out to Nick. So it's Nick@PushButton AI, and we can talk more about more content featuring JellyPod.
Hey, Nightmares. Yeah, we're having deliverability issues right now, so we might not be inboxing at the moment. What you can do is if you ever see an email come to us, reply to it so we hit your inbox more often. You might have to dig through your promotions or your spam tab to find us.
Well, someone want to ask Nightmares. So Nightmares, you've signed up. Can you check and look for email from Beehive? So our email newsletter provider is a company called Beehive, and the emails come through them. So you can look for either Ingeniosity, which is the name, which is not easy to spell, or you can just look for Beehive, which is spelled also kind of weird. Nick, maybe you want to type the spelling of Beehive in there.
Let me
and look and see, did it go into your spam folder or where did it go? That is, it should be coming to you because that's the email, and they're a very well-known, very reputable provider. So it should be getting to you, but it might be going into spam or somewhere like that.
And I put a link to it in the description to find we store them all in one ClickUp document. Go check the description. I have a link there that shows you how to get the decks if they have not been emailed to you. There's a special link to follow. And just follow that. I know people were having problems with the site we were storing it on. I actually was debugging it behind the scenes today, so hopefully it's fixed. But yeah.
And you can also, Nick, I think what would be good is to send a broadcast message out. Once that's fixed, we could just send it to the whole list in Beehive and giving them reminding them how they get access and where they go and how it works. So let's do a standalone email just on this once you get that debugged.
Okay. Got it.
All right, cool. Yeah, so Nightmare, what I'd recommend is reply to that sign-up email. Just say hi to Nick. He'll get it in his inbox. And that should help make sure the rest of the emails properly inbox. And then we're going to be sending out an email to everyone on the Ingeniosity list with the correct link, so you'll get access to all of the whole library of playbooks. So we'll be doing that soon. Cool. And thanks for helping us debug that, Nightmares. I appreciate it. Awesome. Well, it was great seeing Jelly Pod popping in here. And I think with that, we're winding down. Audience is pretty much, gone at this point. So I think we should wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah, been a long show. I hope you all got value, and we tried to make it value packed. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. And Nick, thanks for your help again today. Another show, job well done. Celebrate the wins, right?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Well, with that, we're going to go to commercial and then wrap things up for the day. So everybody, make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet before you disappear, so you can be here next Wednesday when we're live again. And on that, that's it for today. Bye for now. 25 years of building online businesses, I've discovered that it can be a confusing and overwhelming process. Luckily, I made it through all of that, and I've generated over $100 million in results across all of my companies over the years. But for many entrepreneurs, like you maybe, you might be facing uncertainty, overwhelm, confusion about what to do next to make profit online. Whether you're starting your first business or you might be trying to grow your existing business. And if you would like to get certainty, clarity, and your own roadmap to success, then I'm offering a special one-on-one consultation. This is a one-on-one success session. It is absolutely free. And the reason I'm offering this is because I've found that if you help people understand their roadmap and their path forward, that they'll do business with you when it makes sense. So by showing you and helping you get that clarity, get that certainty, and having your own roadmap to achieve success through online entrepreneurship, I know that if it's a right fit, that you'll do business with me in the future. So I'm willing to offer this totally free to join a member of my team and learn for yourself. And don't worry, there is no high pressure sales tactics here. This is just help to help you succeed. So instead of the high pressure sales, we're going to jump on with you one-on-one. We'll have an interview session to learn a little bit more about you and put together a specific program. We'll do a follow-up call, and you'll be able to join one of my experts, and they're going to help you achieve the clarity that you desire so that you know what to do, so you can make the maximum amount of profits fast for your unique situation. In this session, you're going to uncover exactly what business and marketing strategies are going to unlock the profits that you're looking for. You're going to uncover the best lead generation strategies for existing business owners. So if you've got a business that you want to expand, we're going to cover how to do that. If you're a new business owner, we're going to cover how to start your first successful business. We're going to help you deal with any overwhelm, confusion, or uncertainty on what to do next, which I find for new entrepreneurs is vital. Then we're going to help you figure out what might have gone wrong in the past, because chances are you've probably tried a few things and you might be frustrated with what happened. So we're going to cover what went wrong from past marketing efforts so that you don't make those mistakes again. Then you're going to discover unique methods of affiliate marketing that are not possible anywhere else. Finally, we're going to uncover any issues you might be having with mindset and the way you're approaching and thinking about your business so that you can learn what is the optimum way to get productivity, to stay motivated, to not go into procrastination, and actually get things done in your business. And then, if our push button business building tools are the right solution for you, we will do a personalized live demo for you, and we'll show you how our tools can help you. And if it's a good fit, awesome, we can do some business together. And if not, you come away from the session with some value, knowing exactly what you need to do next. And that helps me achieve my mission in life, which is to help as many entrepreneurs like you as possible. Claim your absolutely free success session by going to the link that you see on the screen below and find exactly how we can help you. And whether or not you choose to do business with me now or sometime in the future, or maybe we don't do business at all, I am happy to be able to help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. I look forward to hearing all about your session. We'll see you next time.
Could launch a business in just 5 days with the help of AI. That sounds amazing, right? The problem is most people are doing it all wrong. You've heard the success stories of people making money online, but when you try to start, it's like hitting a wall. Where do you even begin? What tools do you use? And how do you make it all work together? The process feels endless. Weeks, maybe months of trial and error, only to realize you're no closer to your goals. It's exhausting, and every day you're stuck, you're leaving money on the table. But it doesn't have to be this way. The truth is, building an online business can be simple if you have the right system. That's exactly what the 5-Day Wealth Engine gives you. A clear, step-by-step process that takes the guesswork out of launching a business. With over $100 million in results and 25+ years of experience, I can help you do this in my 5-day challenge. We'll work together to help you apply my proven methods. I'll guide you through harnessing AI to work smarter, not harder. In just 5 days, you'll go from feeling stuck and overwhelmed to having a fully launched, ready-to-profit business. You'll learn how to use the latest tools, avoid costly mistakes, and create something sustainable that fits into your life. Imagine what it would feel like to stop spinning your wheels and finally take action toward the future you've been dreaming about. No more endless research. No more second-guessing yourself. Just results. Fast. If you're ready to turn your vision into reality, click the link now to join the 5-Day Wealth Engine. Spots are limited, and the next challenge is about to start. So take action while you can. This is your chance to make it happen. Your first business doesn't have to be complicated. That's because we're at the start of the AI revolution. Before, it could take months to launch a profitable business and start cash flowing. Now you can do it in as little as 1 weekend. History is littered with people who've built empires by seizing the moment. They jumped in at ground zero before the door slammed shut. Imagine if you had bought Bitcoin in 2011. You'd be set for life. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, says, "We're at the dawn of a golden age of AI, and we've only begun to scratch the surface." Bezos made his billions riding the internet wave early. Now it's your turn to ride the AI tsunami to the bank. Thousands are about to cash in big time thanks to AI. But the burning question is, will you be one of them? Or will you be left in the dust? If you don't want to be left in the dust, then sign up for the Ingeniosity newsletter, where every week I'll hand you carefully researched blueprints that will help take your business from idea to income fast. Whether you're starting from scratch or looking to level up, each blueprint is designed to cut through the noise and deliver actionable steps you can implement immediately, and I would know. Because I've been able to generate over $100 million in total revenue across my online businesses over the years. You'll get my hard-won $100 million insights delivered to your inbox every Friday. And the best part? It's 100% free. Join over 5,000 other founders and business builders and get your roadmap to unstoppable growth with the help of AI. Just go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe.